Hello and a very warm welcome to each one of you. And yes, we are on this book, Awaken the Giant Within, wherein we are reading about the different emotions and how emotions actually serve us. There is a message that they convey to us, and we need to understand and learn from the message, and we have to move forward, right? So, this is what we have been reading. We have covered, or we have already covered the 7 emotions. There are total in 10. In total, there are 10 emotions that Tony Robbins has talked about. Let us understand the next 2 emotions today, and then we shall just a minute. All right. So, emotion number, we had read about guilt in the last session. Today, we continue with the emotion inadequacy. So, constantly failing to meet standards that they hold for themselves in virtually every area of life. As a result, most of these people experience a feeling of inadequacy. Inadequacy क्या होता है? This feeling of unworthiness occurs anytime we feel we can't do something we should be able to do. The challenge, of course, is that often we have a completely unfair rule for determining whether we are inadequate or not. First, understand the message inadequacy is giving. The message is that you don't presently have a level of skill necessary for the task at hand. It's telling you that you need more information, more understanding, strategies, tools, or confidence. And what is the solution? The solution is simply ask yourself, is this really an appropriate emotion for me to feel in this situation? Am I really inadequate, or do I have to change the way I'm perceiving things? Maybe you have convinced yourself that in order to feel adequate, you have to go out on the dance floor and outdo Michael Jackson. This is probably an inappropriate perception. If your feeling is justified, the message of inadequacy is that you need to find a way to do something better than you have done in the done it before. The solution in this case is also obvious. Whenever you feel inadequate, appreciate the encouragement to improve. Remind yourself that you are not perfect and that you don't need to be. With this realization, you can begin to feel adequate the moment you decide to commit yourself that I can. Can I? Constant and never-ending improvement in this area. Then, last but not the least, find a role model. Someone who is effective in the area in which you feel inadequate, and get some coaching from them. Just the process of deciding to master this area of your life and making even the smallest amount of progress will turn a person who is inadequate into a person who is learning. This emotion is critical because when someone feels inadequate, they tend to fall into trap of learned helplessness, and they begin to see the problem as being a permanent one with themselves. There is no greater lie you could tell yourself. You are not inadequate. You may be untrained or unskilled in a particular area, but you are not inadequate. The capability for greatness in anything is within you even now. When we begin to feel that problems are permanent and pervasive, over and sorry, or we have more things to deal with than we can possibly imagine, we tend to succumb to the emotion of overload or overwhelm. Now, do we understand the emotion inadequacy? इनएडिक्वेसी कब होती है, कैसे होती है और क्यों होती है, और उसका क्या सोल्यूशन है, क्या मैसेज दे रहा है? इनएडिक्वेसी जब हम कुछ नहीं कर पाते और हमारे को लगता है कि हमको करना है, हमको वी शुड बी एबल टू डू इट, दैट इज व्हेन वी फील इनएडिक्वेट. The message that it gives is कि either you need to change, you know, or you have to upskill yourself. जो आपको स्किल की जरूरत है वो आपके पास एडिक्वेटली नहीं है वो स्किल, and you need to learn it. You need to have more information about it. You need to have more understanding of the topic. You need to have tools. You need to have confidence. ये बताता है whenever you feeling inadequate. For example, जब मैंने बुक रीडिंग क्लब स्टार्ट किया था, I used to feel क्योंकि I had never sat with myself to reflect on the books. I felt inadequate. Yet I started. Reason being, English तो समझ में आती है ना, जितनी समझ में आती है उतना तो बोल सकती हो ना. And for that thought and with the intention that I will keep moving forward, I will keep learning more and more about whatever I'm going to read. And slowly and steadily, I am where I am right now. Initially, I also had, suspicion whether I will be able to show up every single day or not, whether my family will like it or not. But now, just now before this session, I was talking to my elder daughter. She's at the airport wherein she is arriving here. And, my daughter was saying, मैं आऊंगी तो मैं आपको कोई क्लासेस वगैरह नहीं करने दूंगी. And my other daughter was also there. She was like, सिर्फ 2 ही क्लासेस होती हैं, 1:15 पे और 10 PM पे, और कुछ नहीं होता बस. And I was so happy to hear that, because from feeling that I won't be able to do, family might not support me, to leveling up to a point wherein बच्चे मेरे को कह रहे सिर्फ 2 ही तो क्लासेस है, इट्स ओके. क्या है, 2 ही तो घंटे हैं, क्या हो गया, इट्स ओके. देन माय डॉटर, अच्छा सिर्फ 2 ही घंटे हैं, ओ इट्स ओके. सिर्फ 2 ही बार दिन में, मेरे को लगा सारा दिन आप करते. So you have to find solution by upskilling yourself. And you have to ask yourself, सच्ची में मैं कि ये इमोशन एक्चुअली में ट्रू है कि नहीं है, सच्ची में मैं इनएडिक्वेट हूं कि नहीं हूं. बिकॉज द रियलिटी इज इनएडिक्वेसी इज नथिंग. Tony Robbins has also stamped it when he says things get stamped. He's also saying कि inadequacy in a subject हो सकता है, inadequate इंसान नहीं हो सकता है. जो नहीं आता वो सीख सकते हैं ना. If somebody else can, so can you, so can I. And that is the concept of can I. So can I. I can also learn it. So, this is what we need to do. You have to, you can go under a coach, you can learn the skill, and you move forward. You can move forward. And that is the best thing that I normally apply that. जो भी जिस भी चीज की कमी लगती है लाइफ में, कुछ ठीक नहीं चल रहा, AI आ गया, AI सीखना है, have a coach for it. Artificial intelligence is the new thing, right? अपने आप को हर छोटी इंप्रूवमेंट पे भी एप्रिशिएट करना इज अ वे टू मोटिवेट योरसेल्फ. व्हाई डू वी राइट विंस एवरी सिंगल डे बिफोर वी गो टू स्लीप? So that we know that we are moving forward, we are improving, right? All right, that brings us to next emotion, that is emotion number 9, overload or overwhelm. जब हम काम नहीं करते हैं, आराम से बैठ जाते हैं और we have a lot of things to do on our list, we feel overwhelmed. We feel the overload. Let's understand. Grief, depression, and helplessness are merely expressed by feeling overload or overwhelmed. Grief happens when we feel like there is no empowering meaning for something that has happened, or that your life is being negatively impacted by people, events, or forces that are outside your control. तो आप grief feel करते हो. People in this state become overwhelmed and often begin to feel that nothing can change the situation, that the problem is too big, it's permanent, it's pervasive and personal. People go into the emotional state wherever they perceive their world in a way that makes them feel like there is more going on than they can possibly deal with. That is, the pace, the amount, and the intensity of sensation seems overwhelming. अब ये overwhelm हम use करते हैं ना word, we use it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. It is overwhelming to see the to-do list, right? What is the message that is being conveyed? The message of being overwhelmed is that you need to reevaluate what's most important to you in this situation. The reason you are overloaded is that you are trying to deal with too many things at once, and you are trying to change everything overnight. The feeling of being overloaded or overwhelmed disrupts and destroys more people's lives than just about any other emotion. So हम क्या मैसेज दे रहा है कि you need to be more organized, you need to prioritize what is more important and what is less important, what is it that you can delegate, what is it that you can delete from your systems. That's it. It's as simple as that. But हमारी problem ये है कि हम तो ये भी नहीं, we do not want to sit and reflect on it. And that is what the message is. और जब तक आप इस message को decode नहीं करोगे, तब तक you will stay overwhelmed. Let's understand the solutions. Number one, decide out of all the things you are dealing with in your life, what the absolute most important thing is for you to focus on. ठीक है, पहले आप decide करोगे what is the most important thing that you need to focus on. Number two, now write down all the things that are most important for you to accomplish and put them in an order of priority. Just putting them down on paper will allow you to begin to feel a sense of control over what's going on. So, जब तक चीजें दिमाग में रहती हैं, तब तक हम लोग अपने दिमाग में बहुत खिचड़ी बनाने के लिए we are absolute. So, there are times when you are busy, but you are busy not physically, but in your mind. And in your mind, you are overwhelmed as well because you don't know where to start. होता है ना, हमारे से हम बोलते हैं इतना सारा काम है, मुझको नहीं समझ में आ रहा, मैं कहाँ से start करूं? That is what it means. So you need to put down the list of things that you need to do. Have them prioritized. ये number 1 है, ये number 2 है, ये number 3 है. ठीक है? And then tackle the first thing on your list and continue to take action until you have mastered it. As soon as you have mastered one particular area, you will begin to develop momentum. Your brain will begin to realize that you are in control and you are not overloaded, overwhelmed, or depressed. That the problem is not permanent and that can be always come with the solution. जब आपने लिस्ट बना ली, आपने उसको प्रायोरिटाइज कर दिया, नंबर 1, नंबर 2, नंबर 3, स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट थिंग. अगर आप how we have discussed earlier कि if you are feeling this thing, if inadequate, तो 15 चीजें हैं मुझको सीखनी है जिससे मैं adequate feel करनी शुरू कर दूंगी. Now what you need to do, what is the first thing that I start doing, that I get better at, which gives me the feeling of adequacy, है ना, which covers up 80% of me being adequate. सबसे पहले आप वो वाली चीज सीखोगे. When you start learning, when you start upskilling yourself in that, you will see that your brain starts building up momentum. जब एक बार momentum build हो जाता है, then you will start learning quickly and more, frequently. इससे क्या होगा, आपके अंदर जो ओवरलोड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन है, इतना ओवरवेल्म हो रहा है कि मेरे को ये भी नहीं आता, ये भी नहीं आता, ये भी नहीं आता, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, वो सब खत्म हो जाएगा. Because your mind will know that yes, there is a solution to whatever it is. Then comes when you feel that it is appropriate to start letting go of an overwhelming emotion like grief, start focusing on what you can control and realize that there must be some empowering meaning to it all, even though you can't comprehend it yet. Our self-esteem is often tied to our ability to control our environment. When we create an environment inside our minds that has too many intense and simultaneous demands upon us, of course we will feel overloaded. But we also have the power to change this by focusing on what we can control and dealing with it a step at a time. Probably the emotion that most people fear the most, however, is the feeling of disconnection, also known as loneliness. Before we go to the loneliness part, we understood the solution for overwhelm, overload, right? कि अपने आप को प्रायोरिटाइज करो कि क्या क्या है हमारे को करना है, उस प्रायोरिटाइज पहले लिस्ट बनाओ, लिस्ट में से प्रायोरिटाइज करो, प्रायोरिटाइज में से फर्स्ट थिंग को पकड़ो, उस पर काम करना शुरू कर दो. दैट्स इट. Your overload will be done and dusted. Also, I would recommend कि जो सबसे लेस प्रायोरिटी वाली चीजें हैं चेक करो उनकी जरूरत भी है कि नहीं है, so that the list becomes even smaller. It is recommended that you have only 3 tasks every day to accomplish. When you have 3 tasks, that plays as a 80% success for you. That makes more sense. There are times when we keep wasting our time on the 20% of the tasks, whereas if we had worked on that 80% most prioritized task, it would have given us the same level of satisfaction, actually better level of satisfaction. हमारा कोई एक काम दिन का ऐसा जरूर होता है जिसके हमारे को 80% रिजल्ट होते हैं, और हमारे 5 7 8 काम मिलके 20% accomplish करते हैं. That is the 80-20 rule that we have read in the book Eat That Frog. All right, that brings us to loneliness, feeling of disconnection, right? Anything that makes us feel alone, apart, or separated from others belongs in this category. Have you ever felt really lonely? I don't think there is anybody alive who has not. The message of loneliness is that you need a connection with people. But what does the message mean? People often assume it means a sexual connection or instant intimacy. Then they feel frustrated because even when they do the intimacy, they still feel lonely. Now, what is the solution for it? The solution to loneliness is to realize that you can reach out and make a connection immediately and end the loneliness. There are caring people everywhere. Then identify what kind of connection do you need. Do you need an intimate connection? Maybe you just need some basic friendship or someone to listen to you and to laugh or to talk with. This simply have to identify what your truly needs are. Next is remind yourself that what is great about being lonely is that it means I really care about people and I love to be with them. The need to find out what kind of connection I need with somebody right now and then take an action immediately to make that happen. And last but not the least, take immediate action to reach out and connect with someone. Okay? समझ में आया? So solution बता दिया, मैसेज पता चल गया आपको कि आपको कोई ना कोई नीड आपको फुलफिल करनी है. Maybe you want to chit chat with the person, maybe you want somebody who hears you, maybe you want somebody जिसकी आप कहानी सुन सको, maybe you need an intimate relationship. ठीक है? When you know what is the message, solution for it is don't be alone. Reach out to people, connect with the people you know and make friends with them. उसके बाद आइडेंटिफाई जब आप कर लेते हो कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कनेक्शन डू आई वांट so that I don't feel lonely, whether it is talking, whether it is a gymming partner, whether it is somebody with whom you can go for a walk, whether it is somebody you chit chat with in the phone over the phone, or whether it is somebody you want to get intimate with. When you know it, get into it. Simply have when first identify karo, and then whom would you like to connect with, and then get into it. Yes, take immediate action to reach out to people and be with them. So there is your list of the 10 action signals. As you can see, every one of these emotions is offering you empowering message and a call to change either your false and disempowering perception or your inappropriate procedures. That is your communication style or action. To fully utilize this list, remember to review it several times, and with each repetition, look for and underline the positive message that each signal is giving you, as well as the solution you can use in the future. Almost all negative emotions have their basis in these 10 categories or are some hybrid of them. But you can deal with any emotion in the way we discussed earlier by going through the 6 steps, getting curious, and discovering the empowering meaning it is offering. ठीक है. So that is what it is. You have to get into it. So Tony Robbins is referring it to, this is something that you should be reading more often. Connect to yourself, know what are the solutions, what is the message, and start acting upon it. Voltaire says we must cultivate our garden. Our garden is our head, our perceptions, our mind. Think of your mind, your emotions, and your spirit as the ultimate garden. The way to ensure a bountiful, nourishing harvest is to plant seeds like love, warmth, and appreciation instead of seeds like disappointment, anger, and fear. Begin to think of those action signals as weeds in your garden. A weed is the call to action, isn't it? It says you have got to do something. You have got to pull this out to make room for better, healthier plants to grow. Keep cultivating the kind of plants you want and pull the weeds as soon as you notice them. Let me offer you 10 emotional seeds you can plant in your garden. If you nurture these seeds by focusing on feeling what you want to feel every day, you will hold yourself to the standard of greatness. These seeds create a life that flourishes and fulfills its highest potential. Let's explore them briefly now and realize that each of these emotions represent an antidote to any of the negative emotions you may have been feeling previously. So this is what we are going to continue with tomorrow in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow is Friday. And there are 10 emotions of power. That is love and warmth, appreciation and gratitude. Oops, I missed one few. Curiosity, excitement and passion, determination, flexibility, confidence, cheerfulness, contribution. This is what we are going to read in the following coming days. And yes, if you have not been the part of this session, because I'm sitting alone in this room, I know you are not there. I would love for you to sit, read, and reread this part of the book. The 10 emotions we have read in last 3 days. All right. All right, that's all from my end. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your day. And see you tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. God bless.